back on that. Because one of the things that I noticed here is nobody is actually hurt. So there is some blood type thing on the end of a bayonet and on the
hatchet.
Hatchet. Yeah, on the hatchet.
Uh-huh.
Or two hatchets, I suppose.
Yeah.
But other than that, he's keeping it kid level.
Yeah.
Like this could be a very violent, graphic scene, but it's more to display all the characters in action mode, but nobody gets hurt.
Right.
I think that it wouldn't have been like to make something that kids can consume is so like such a good goal that you can't corrupt it for like a moment. Like you can't be like, oh well, we're doing this big action scene, and it'd be really cool if like this
knife went through
bear
her head.
was really like slashing through somebody's torso. But we got to keep like. So in that way, I do want to see this artist do the real thing, but I appreciate this one in what it brings to the table.
This scene is so amazing. And then what makes me feel like the bigger picture and the bigger world here is the fact that we see characters from maybe somebody else's toy box.
Oh, what do you say? Oh, like his...
So there's a cowboy, and then these these knights, and then like this archer character who's off camera, but we know he's got an archer. Like our little boy who went missing.
Yeah, he didn't have any of those.
He didn't have any of those. So are we fighting inside of another world with our toys? Like,
or maybe we didn't see all of his toys, and some are going to come in later. Or you're right. It's like it's a great hook that. Hey, we're going to get introduced to some fun new characters.
Yeah, and then that's the end. So, if you continue forward, it invites you to buy the next book. James, I'm going to tell you right now that...
Mm-hmm. Don't do it?
Yeah, no, I'm going to tell you right now that I did not buy the next issue of this book. I bought the full volume from Amazon, and I bought it in hardcover for real because...
Oh, you got to tell me how the browns look and how the edges of the pages are.
If you know, like it just has to be in for real, right?
This is the way that it's pencil sketched just makes it you want to imagine yourself doing it.
Yeah. So
so long.
I pulled the trigger. It was only $13 on the Zon.
Wow, that's a good deal.
Yeah. So and also, I'm just gonna also tell you that we did in fact find my next favorite comic, number one.
Wow. Number one?
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
I love this so much. I don't know. I love playing with my toys, and I love seeing my toys come to life.
Okay, so I want to so if it hadn't been for those last two pages, I probably would have given it like around 9 or 10. But with those last two, it moved up it moved up so much with the level of hooks, the art. Not that the art moved up, but just like I saw its potential that we weren't just going to be looking at a little kid's room for the whole series. You know? Like the characters are so good. Like that's a highlight to me. That I moved it all the way up to number 6.
Oh, very
the stuff Legends, right behind Parker. Ah, shoot. You know what? I'm going to put it ahead of Parker. Make it number 5. Right behind Batman Year One. So that's pretty legendary.
This is the stuff of legend. I thought this was a great book. I definitely did. I was so happy, and I've seen this coming around like year after year. They've given it away at Free Comic Book Day, and and I might even have a physical copy of this somewhere, and I've never read it. I was just so happy.
Well, that's
to see
what this podcast is here for.
All right, so next week.
What do we got?
We're going to find more of hopefully your next favorite comic. I'm going to get back to the thing.
We did it for Larry this week. We have pretty good odds. If you're comparing your odds against like random Comixology, type in a random letter, you're way better off listening to this podcast.
I would think so too. So next week, this is a This is a issue of Spider-Man.
Oh.
And I wanted to get away from the
Yeah, we've done horror for a whole month.
We've done horror for a whole month, and I wanted to get a
superhero. We haven't done Spider-Man this season.
We haven't done Spider-Man this season, but this is not Spider-Man #1, but it is.
This ain't your grandma's Spider-Man.
This is the first issue of a legendary Spider-Man run that I've never read, and I've always wanted to read. It's called The Amazing Spider-Man Spider Island. It's free on Comixology. Now,
Spider Island.
All 26 issues are free on Comixology. Whoa. But we're going to read the first issue, which is 666. And it is
the first episode. The first one's 666.
Yeah.
I'm liking this already, but I don't know if I'm actually going to like it.
But the idea of this Spider Island is...
Wait, is he talking about Manhattan?
Manhattan, and we all get spider powers on the island of Manhattan.
Whoa, everybody gets spider powers?
Everybody gets spider powers.
Whoa, okay, that's fun.
So it's written by
everyone can play.
Yeah, so it's written by Dan Slott with art by Stefano Caselli, and it was Marvel Comics 2011. I am so pumped up about this because, I'm being a little selfish. I'm being a little selfish. I got to get my reading done too.
Oh yeah.
So this has been on my list for a while, and I'm gonna get it done. So there you go.
I really like the premise. There's a lot of superhero situations or weird mutation situations where they're like, I don't want to, if you get captured, the scientists will take you and they'll observe you and figure out how you work so then everyone can have it. And I'm like, well, what if I volunteered? Do you think they'd do it nicely? I'm all for sharing, making everyone better if I can help.
Everybody is infested.
Help the world. Everyone can be a spider. Instead of trying to find a cure for my thing, give it to let everybody who wants it have it.
Well, that may be exactly what happens here.
Oh, I'm curious how they do this.
Spider Island.
All right.
So we'll come back next week, and we'll all be talking about Spider Island, and hopefully we don't get infected. Maybe we'll all get infected with spider powers.
Sweet ass.
So come back next week and check us out. This has been Seattle's #1 comic book podcast, episode 120.
And Larry, sometimes I'm sad at the end of these podcasts because I have to leave. But then I'm reminded to be happy that I had something to be sad about.
That's right. And thanks for being here.
Cheers.
Cheers. Talk to you next week.
Talk to you next week, Larry.
Bye.
Bye.
Oof.